We've got Ben Brown, and might I add, a healthy Ben Brown here on the Setup Man. Setup Nation, it is an exciting week, not only because we have Ben Brown here on the Setup Man channel, but it's spring training. Pitchers and catchers report February 9th, which is the same day as the Super Bowl. Not quite sure what the Cubs or MLB was thinking on that one. But either way, I'm going to be there starting February 7th. That's right. The kid and the wife and I are packing up. We're getting in the car. We're making the 10-hour drive just so you can have the best content in spring training. Starting February 7th, I'll be out there, and I'm going to be doing a lot of the same things that I did last year. As you saw last year, in case you missed it, a lot of raw video. We're going to be doing a lot more shorts this year. We're going to be doing more Instagram stuff, more Twitter stuff. So it's not going to be just on YouTube. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on all the things at SetupManPod. Now for this interview with Ben Brown, as always, 5-minute excerpt here about probably the biggest question that Cubs fans have. Is Ben Brown healthy? What happened last year? How did he recover? Is it going to be an ongoing issue? All those questions will be answered here in the next 5 minutes. And then the entire episode comes out tomorrow, Wednesday, and you can see all the things we talk about with Ben Brown, from his high school days to his draft days to being a Cub in the minors, and of course, all of the fan questions, those are going to get answered as well. So get to know Ben Brown starting on Wednesday. And like I said, Thursday, heading out for spring training, so expect the coverage to start on Friday. But for right now, let's get to it with a healthy Ben Brown here on the Setup Man. Let's talk about the injury. So first of all, us as Cubs fans, we don't really know exactly what you were feeling. So what happened? Was it one moment? Was it a progression of something? And what did it feel like?
Yeah, I think to the nature of my injury, it was like there was no like one moment. There was no, uh, I guess like somewhat of a buildup. I think it just became to a point where I couldn't tolerate it anymore. Um, I, I, it almost was like I woke up with a stiff neck and it wouldn't go away for
Hmm.
a long time. And that's under exaggerating things, but just to put it that way, it was something that I might have had for a really long time that just came up. Um, and there's nothing I did wrong in my preparation and the way I throw and the way I go about my business. It has nothing to do with my anatomy. It's just sometimes things happen. It's like the position player getting hit in the wrist. Like you can't really do much about it. Just baseball. And yeah, I really tried to battle through it. But I think I've said this before, but it was an injury that it it needed time. And as much as as much as everyone, we were doing everything we could do. Like trainers are amazing. Staff was just doing everything we can do. I was trying to do everything I can do as much as I could do. But ultimately it just took time. And, you know, it's baseball. So you got 6 months to work with. And at that point, 3 months to work with. And, unfortunately my, didn't heal as, or I should just say it just, I wasn't going to be ready in time to
Yeah.
come back.
Was it
Yeah.
ever diagnosed as anything?
Um, Yeah, which probably can't get like too far into it, but
Okay.
um, yeah, it wasn't anything like unheard of or like I'm not like facing career and I don't feel anything in my neck today, if that is
Good.
any clarification. So
Yeah.
it was nothing that no one's ever seen before. Just one of those things that comes up. So
So since you brought it up, Chris Petrie K6079 says, "Are you 100% healthy?"
I'm doing everything a healthy person would do at the field. So yeah, I feel really good, and I would
Good.
say I'm in a good spot for sure.
Was there one part of the season, you said it wasn't really like a moment or anything, but was there like one part of the season that you started to notice it more than others, or was it something you were dealing with the entire season?
Yeah, battle the whole. I mean, I had a lot of success with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of success. I dealt with it for a really long time last year.
Wow.
And yeah, and that was a testament to like the training staff. Like they're helping me through it. Like I'm getting to do my starts. Like we're kind of just hoping like it eventually just goes away. Um, so like we really put in a lot of work and a lot of time into being out there and being available. And I got to a point where we couldn't do that anymore, and that's the reality of baseball. Like that happens. And yeah, and then just, you know,
Yeah.
injuries. So
What was the process of getting back to healthy straight up rest, or was there any chiropractics involved, physical therapy, all the above?
yeah, Cubs. Like I've said it a bunch. I think Cubs have some of the best athletic trainers and physical therapists in baseball, and spending time out in Arizona, and all the above. We were doing it, all the treatment necessary, nothing crazy, nothing out of the normal, and I do think time and just getting off my feet a little bit was probably the most beneficial. And like I said, you can't do that in the middle of baseball season. And
Yeah.
when I had the time of the off season, and just being able to take it easy, and before you know it, you start to do things. You're like, oh my god, oh my goodness, like I'm feeling good again. And so
Now, is there anything that you're doing or going to be doing during the season that will be helping with preventing that from happening again? Or is this just something that you're just chalking up to like, hey, that was a freak thing and there's nothing that I could do to prevent it, nor do I think it's going to happen again?
yeah, I think I chalk it up as like, I don't see this ever being an issue.
It's good.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably do more time in the training room, making sure that I'm healthy, taking care of my health, and because you learn lessons and stuff, you learn things you want to do better, and I think that's something that we could all do better. And me in particular, I want to be on the field, and whether this was a freak thing or maybe I did do something to contribute to it, I'm gonna go with the intention like I just want myself to be in a really healthy spot for next year. So
So we'll see you tomorrow, February 5th, for the entire interview with Ben Brown. For now, I'm going to go put my arm on ice, Setup Nation.